That's as close as I've come. I'm sorry to disappoint.
Hi, I'm Nails Mahoney, communications coach. We're going to take a look at Lisa Marie Presley, see what kind of a communicator she was. This has been suggested by subscriber Little Rose. Thanks for that, Little Rose. Great suggestion. I'm looking forward to this. Lisa Marie Presley. 3 clips. Let's go.
Musicians, they say, I got a gig, I'm out gigging.
Right.
People in my business, we don't call it gigging. I say, what were you doing? Oh, I was just making a jackass out of myself.
Yeah.
It's not as cool as gigging. But anyway, it's very nice to have you here,
Thanks
making
for
time for us. Let's talk about your band is called LMFB.
LMFP.
LMFP.
Yeah.
LMFP, that's right, LMFP. Doesn't really stick in my... LMFP, what does that stand for?
Can I say it?
Yeah.
Lisa Marie Presley.
I thought it was PRESLEY.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. Are you sure? Check it up again. And wait a minute, no, you can't say that, is the other thing I forgot to say.
First thing I notice from watching this is that she doesn't seem too excited to be there. Do you get that from her? Now, I'll preface this by saying I'm not a Lisa Marie expert. There's a lot of stuff about her I don't know. Obviously, I know who she is, who her dad was. I followed her lightly. But I'm basing all of this on just her words and her body language and how she deals with the other people. If you know more about her, drop comments below because I'm really fascinated to find out more about her now that we're on this track. What I'm getting from her right now is, first of all, her demeanour. She's got the black hair, the black outfit on. She's kind of rebellious. The fact that Conan O'Brien says to her, what's the name of your band? And he gets it wrong. All right, here's the thing about that, right? First of all, you'll notice she's sitting like this. Her hands are clasped over her tummy. That's restraint. That means, basically, when we do this, you're saying to yourself, I've got to keep myself held back. Because if I let loose, my frustrations and even anger could come out. Bah! Once I let loose. So she's holding herself back. She's minding her words. She's biting her lip in a way by holding her stomach. So that's obvious, first of all. When he gets it wrong, the name of her band, did you see the way she looks at the audience? She goes, as if to say, did you hear that? And then she loosens up a little bit. So she's kind of enjoying the fact that, look, she strikes me as somebody in this clip who isn't into BS. She's no time for this. He's been a bit of a smart ass. That's what Conan does, right? Conan's great at that. I love Conan. That's what he does. She's not really in the mood and she's letting you know. She's just letting you know. Right now she's honest. But here's the thing. Like her dad, she's also being polite with it. By her clipped answers. She just goes, yep, nope, oh yeah, uh-huh. She's not giving too much away because she knows by doing this, if she says too much, the truth might come out and the truth mightn't be nice, put it that way. Also, one final point about this, a lot of face touching going on. You see that? A lot of this, a lot of that, a lot of hair flicking. And at one point when she laughs, she covers her mouth. It's almost like, I don't want you to know that I'm enjoying this. So she covers her mouth. Body language, touching the face, hands. Interesting.
And then I needed to be re-inspired, which brought me to England, actually. So.
And clearly the way to get inspired is to play darts and keep sheep. Is that right?
No, sheep herding, apparently.
Is that what you do?
You know, there are sheep on my property. There's a proper farmer who takes care of them.
So you're not actually hands-on kind of
I did
sheep
actually,
shearing.
I will say the closest I came is that there was a little poorly one born last spring that we bottle fed and took care of. Very sweet. And we still have him. And, you know, that's as close as I've come. I'm sorry to disappoint.
Okay. Yeah, I've noticed a difference. Have you? I mean, first of all, her clothing. She's maternal now. Do you see this? She's at a new stage in life. She's got a skirt, a coloured skirt. She's got a blouse and a nice soft jacket. She's in a different place, isn't she? Not just geographically. She seems in a different place. Her hair, the hair is lighter now. The black dye, the Elvis dye has gone. The rebellious Lisa Marie seems to have left her. And she seems to have found... I don't want to get all hyper psychological on it, but she seems to have found her happy place here. This is what I'm getting from her. Look at the body language. The hands aren't doing this anymore. What are they doing? What are the hands doing right now? Yeah, they're doing this. They're doing this, and she's pushing, she's pointing, she's shimmying the hands about. When we do this, musical people especially do this a lot when they're trying to get their story across. She's conducting the orchestra. That's what she's doing. She's conducting the orchestra. She's playing the words. Here we go. Do you ever see conductors do that? Yeah, that's what she's doing here. She's literally conducting her own thoughts. And when we use our hands as well, it helps us think a bit better as well. Motion creates emotion. And motion creates the ability to think of the words. What do you do when you're not sure of a word? You think, oh, what's that word? Oh, what is it? Oh, and you use your hands to try and stimulate the brain to get going. She doesn't need any help doing this. This isn't something she has to force in this scenario. She's quite happy to orchestrate away. The interviewers, they're not being sassy, they're not being smart with her, they're asking her genuine questions. And I often wonder about Lisa Marie. You got to remember, I mean, the fact of her surname alone, her whole life was based around when somebody heard her name, they thought of her dad. That's the first thing people think about. Lisa Marie, oh, you're Elvis's daughter. It's the first thing. So that must have had an impact on her at some point in her life or all through her life. And when somebody asks her, like they did here in this BBC interview about her, now she gets a chance to talk about Lisa Marie Presley, the person, not Lisa Marie Presley, Elvis's daughter. I think that means a lot to her. I think she's enjoying that. And as she said, in the UK, they let her do that. It was a different atmosphere for her. She uses the words humble. Humble comes up a lot. Sincere. Her dad's values instilled in her. One more clip. Let's take a look at this final one. This is very soon, just shortly before she passed away.
It's just such an incredible honor, and it's so lovely, and we're so full of gratitude about it. It's such a big deal for us, and we're happy to be here and together and being asked together, and it means a lot to us.
And then just to hear the way that Baz talks about working with you all and putting this movie together, and to hear Austin and the way that he has embodied Elvis and everything. What did you think of Austin when you first met him and you knew that he was going to be Elvis, the movie?
I feel like there was an immediate love and respect between Austin and myself. It was just like I grabbed him and I was just full of emotion and couldn't be more sweet and humble human as well on top of everything else.
Again, you probably know more about Lisa Marie than I do and her backstory and how she was as a person. What I'm getting here is it's not sadness as such. It's just, okay, she looks different now. Her face is a bit more gaunt. She's dressed quite sternly. She's got a suit and tie on, basically, right? So the soft, flowing clothes that she was wearing in the other interview with the BBC, they're gone. I know she's at an event. She's at a formal function. I get that. Her words aren't as clear as they were in the second one. There's a lot of pausing, a lot of hesitation. She almost seems resigned to something. I'm going to go out on a limb here. Do you think that this was her saying to herself, this is my final work? I'm just throwing that out there. It just struck me as there's an energy about her where she's going, I needed to do this for my dad. I needed to get this movie out there for my dad, as well as for the family, as well as for myself. I'm just wondering if that's a thing. What I get from her here, though, is almost a sense of conclusion and resignation. Again, she's looking down quite a bit, so she's not as engaged with the interviewer as she was in the BBC one. And it's almost a hark back to the Conan interview, but without the rebelliousness side to her showing. It's an interesting clip, very interesting clip. Again, if you know more about it, do let me know. So what do we take from Lisa Marie Presley? Complicated person, but not complicated. I think if she wasn't Elvis's daughter, she would have had a fairly straightforward existence and would have been quite happy with her life, whatever she wanted to do. She was at her happiest when she was a new mum, and you can see that. Was that something that she wanted to concentrate on? Did she feel forced into being Elvis Presley's daughter and therefore had to do all that was expected of her? I get a bit of that. I get a bit of this is what I'm supposed to do from her in the first interview. And I wonder, did that take its toll on her? Because she doesn't seem as excited as you or I would be if we were in the spotlight, if we were doing something we love doing. When she's at her best is when she's talking about the simple things in life. The little village in England, people treat her differently. They don't make a big fuss out of her. She's just another person. And I wonder, is that what she really wanted out of life? Is she a good communicator? Yeah, we're all good communicators. Is she communicating her truth? At each stage she is. But I think she found her real truth in that second clip, I think. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Niles Mahoney, Communications Coach. If you'd like to subscribe, I would so appreciate that. That would be unbelievable. I'm starting off a Patreon page as well, where we can do some extra videos for you and we can do some more interaction. There'll be a link to that in the box below. And I'll see you in the next time round. Cheers for now.